It's a great day for Manchester United fans. Zlatan Ibrahimovic signs for Manchester United, the red side of Manchester, coming in to join Jose Mourinho next season. Fans delighted and rejoice as one of the world's most entertaining footballers is going to be coming to one of the world's most famous clubs. So, in terms of what this means, that is the real question. As far as entertainment, it's a great signing. It's going to sell tons of shirts. They're going to make some money on a free transfer, so that's a plus. It's a positive in terms of the footballer that he is, minus the, I would say, weak performances from him in the Euros. I think that he is going to add a lot to this team. He was involved in a ridiculous amount of goals for PSG and scored the ridiculous amount of goals. That being said, in Ligue 1, I don't believe to be the highest quality of league. You still can't look past the guy's statistics and consider him to be a good asset. My only concern is how Jose Mourinho is going to fit him into this team. So I talked about this tactically on Full Time Devils and how Jose Mourinho's squad's going to look. Is he going to go with the usual 4-2-3-1 with a sole striker? Is he going to adjust and have more of a 4-3-3, which I think would be a better system fitting to Rashford, Martial and Zlatan Ibrahimovic? So you can't say that their attacking threat isn't going to be there. And the defensive capabilities last season weren't that awful. They weren't pretty good, to be honest. So on paper, this looks like it will be a good step forward for Manchester United. No Champions League football for Zlatan this year. If he stays on for another year, I think that's going to be a big plus for him to try and get United into the Champions League next year. But I'm anxious to see if Manchester United can lock in Mkhitaryan, because I think that's another signing who is only going to further highlight the qualities that Zlatan still has. I watched Zlatan carefully this season when I could, specifically against Chelsea. A lot of laying off the ball deep and then getting himself into the box and utilising what he's always going to possess, which is that striker's instinct. Hitting shots from 30-40 deep, overhead kicks from distance, yeah, that's all well and good to get people engrossed in Zlatan and all the things that he stands for. But I think that what you're going to get from him in terms of what will help Manchester United is that striker's instinct, is that finishing ability. United did not have the striker's instinct last year. They didn't score anywhere near enough goals. Their goals per game average was one of the lowest it's ever been. And I think that they need a striker that's going to be a poacher. Zlatan can play that poacher's role as long as he doesn't get caught up in all these Zlatanisms and wanting to pick the ball up from his own half and bang in one from 30 yards. Doesn't need to do that anymore. He's done it through his career. It's all well and good on a highlight tape, but it won't be of benefit to him now that he's getting a little bit older. So as Osama Khan says there, he's getting old. He is getting on a little bit. We've seen that with Sweden. He kept trying to drop a little bit deeper than he should have and was immediately ineffective. Along with Lewandowski, he was one of the most ineffective star players in the tournament. When Zlatan did contribute for Sweden, he helped get them a goal by finding himself useful in the box. That's where he's going to need to be used for Manchester United. You've got such talent in the wider areas, such talent deeper. Zlatan is not needed anywhere but in the box. Doesn't need to pick the ball up wide. Martial can do that. Rashford's proven in his 6 minutes for England that he's very effective with the ball at his feet, running at people. So Zlatan will be fine and well just playing that poacher's role and getting into the box and scoring. This is another question that I wanted to pose, hopefully to you guys that you can answer, is will he be a consistent starter? Will he be week in, week out? I know Zlatan doesn't do auditions, and Zlatan sure as hell does not do rotation roles. He will be there to play every single game that Jose Mourinho throws his way. But it's all about the squad now. I think that we've seen Manchester United put players' needs above the squad's needs at times with Wayne Rooney. And I think that until Rooney came back into form, he was far too often placed on the team sheet when he should have been left out. And I'm a big fan of Wayne Rooney, and I have no problem saying that. Zlatan may pose a similar problem to Manchester United if you don't get the best out of Zlatan. Will he still, his ego and everything attached to him, still mean that he needs to play every game? And the fans are going to turn up to see Zlatan. He is a big name player. He's a big player, size-wise. But you got to think about the squad at this point. Manchester United have the right man in charge as far as I'm concerned. Jose Mourinho is going to be the right manager to help guide this team back to where they should be. And Jose Mourinho is not going to favour anyone based on their egos or their quality. He does well at managing egos. He does well at managing bigger players and bringing them into a system that works well for them. He did a very good job of bringing the likes of Sami Eto'o, who came with a big ego attached to him after his time at Barcelona, into an Inter Milan team and put him out wide right or wide left. Sami Eto'o realised that that was his role now, because Diego Milito was a star striker, and he dealt very well with that, as long as big personalities like Materazzi and Samuel. So Jose Mourinho's the perfect man to manage a player like this. I think that good point from James Brown. I don't think Mourinho falls into the same trap as Wenger. Wenger does it as well. He does it with Giroud. There's times where Giroud gets dropped when he is playing well, and he'll keep playing when he's not playing well. It's very confusing. But that's Arsene Wenger for a while. So what I will see from Jose Mourinho is a system before the players. He's going to buy the players that he thinks fits into his system, not just because they're star quality. So many people that think that Zlatan was signed just because he's Zlatan, it might be a good marketing value in there, but it's not a Balotelli signing. It's a player who is still of high quality. And this is a big problem that many people are, for some reason, falling into this trap, right? I read a bunch of articles in which people are disregarding Higuain, as if there's so many star quality strikers out there up for grabs, as if Suarez is on the transfer market, as if Lewandowski is suddenly looking for another squad. There's not a lot of world class players in the world, and of them, none of them are available. None of them. So how people can disregard a signing like Zlatan or a signing like Higuain is beyond me, because one, the Premier League, you don't have to be world class to do a great job as a striker in the Premier League. Harry Kane has proven that. You just need to have a striker's instinct and have a good squad around you which utilises your talents. I think one of the biggest things that I've taken from the Euros is how big a player Eriksen is for Tottenham, because he assisted on, I think, 13 goals last season for Tottenham. One of the main reasons why Harry Kane was consistently banging in goals is because of the work from his midfielders, and not taking away from him, he has an eye for goal. Good point. Stephen Thomas said that just as I said it. Good minds think alike, mate. But Zlatan is still going to be of high quality in terms of those that are up for grabs. You don't get world-class strikers just around who are up for grabs. So I think that it's insane to me that people will disregard the signing like this, and still insane to me that no one has snapped up Higuain. Like how Liverpool can go and spend 30 million on Sadio Mane but not at the moment make a move for Higuain for what we've seen. Are you insane? Higuain banged in 36 goals in 35 games. Manchester United would have been better off signing Higuain, I think, than Zlatan. That's my boldest claim of the day. Take that with a pinch of salt if you want. He's still a good signing. Higuain was able to do it in a league that has the lowest goals per game average in comparison to any of the other major leagues. 2.5 goals per game is what the Serie A delivers. 2.7, I believe, is La Liga, Bundesliga, Premier League. They're all in that category. So that was confusing to me, and still is confusing. People are talking about Morata. Morata is a utility player at Juventus. Doesn't start every game. Yes, he's got such high quality, but why are Chelsea sniffing around Morata when they could have just go in and snap up Higuain? It's so confusing to me, but that's world football for you. They'll splash out an enormous amount of cash on players that you don't imagine. Raheem Sterling is one of the main ones that I'm talking about. So it's good that Zlatan signs, but don't take this as a main indicator that the Premier League needs these world-class players to thrive. Like, there's no world-class strikers out there that's going to come to the Premier League this window. None. You're not going to get Dybala, who I don't think is world-class yet, but he's got the potential to be. You're not going to get Luis Suarez, you're not going to get Lewandowski, and you're not going to get Antoine Griezmann, who are the only world-class players left in the market. Strikers, sorry, that I consider. Maybe there's a couple I missed in there. But I wanted to give you a quick reaction. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. We'll do a YouTube video on this probably soon. But Zlatan to United. Ciao.